Alright guys, this video we are mounting a rear mechanical winch. This was actually sitting at a bottom of a scrap metal pile in the barn. And this was an old winch that was on my dad's bass boat trailer. You can see the bottom part is bent. Parts of the gears are like broken off right there. I have no idea how that happened. So it's probably gonna strip out later on in the future. And that strap is completely rotten, but I do have a old 3/16 or a 1/4 inch cable just laying around, not doing anything. And it seems like the perfect length, so we're gonna put that cable on this winch. So if everything seems to function properly, I'm just gonna leave it on there until the whole winch breaks, and then I'll buy a new winch and then maybe properly build a mount. But for right now, for a prototype, this should work perfectly fine. So now what I'm gonna do with the winch is fully disassemble the entire winch, the drum, handle, strap, everything, so it's just a bare frame. Yeah, you can laugh all you want, but guess what? This is gonna work perfectly fine. I basically weaved this cable in and out of both sides and zip tied that area down. So there we go, guys. As you see, I put part of that old leaf spring to take up the space between the bumper and that and those bolts right there. Some of you guys said in the comments that I should carry a drill with me in the back of the lawnmower so I can just with the winch, but when am I ever going to carry a drill with me in the back of the trunk? But in this circumstance, I think a drill will be necessary because I'm next to the shop. Since this winch and everything I've used is just parts I have laying around, it'll be really ironic to go to the store and just buy a brand new hook and cable stops. So I found the old rope in the back of my truck, and there's no way this knot is going to come untied, so I'm just going to cut this knot off and figure out a way to attach it onto the cable. All right, so this works really well. I've been trying to come up with some sort of fair lead to bolt on back here. I have a couple of actual winch fair leads. These two right here, this is a smaller one. The trouble is, that is just way too massive in order to put on there, and it gets in front of this thing right here. I was going to mount one of these on the front because that would look pretty legit, but the problem is that it'll come in contact whenever I open up my hood. So that's why I have to have these, and these are some other gods made out of old brake pads from Arctic Cat 400, and seems to work pretty good as a fair lead. So instead of doing that, what I have here is a old part of a chain tensioner from a motorized bicycle. That'll bolt on there, and that'll become my fair lead. You'll see in a little bit. All right, so it's dark outside, as you can see. It is currently Christmas Eve tonight, and I am out in this garage working on this lawnmower anyway. I mean, check that out, guys. That looks so legit. It looks like a tow truck now, you know? That's absolutely awesome.
thing breaking the tree?
Yeah, check that out there. It's literally pulling the whole tree over, which, I mean, this is a teeny tiny little skinny tree. So I'm gonna move to a different spot, and honestly, that cable really needs to be stretched out and wrapped around much tighter. And the only thing about this winch I don't like is that when you flip it down, it's just completely free rolling. There is no brake like it is on the front winch. Yeah, it's probably not the most efficient thing, but if you have no battery power or your electrical system fails or an electric motor fails, you always got a way to winch yourself out. As you can see, this is doable. It will work in emergency situations. I mean, it's not really practical to use it all the time, but if you absolutely had to, you could. I mean, as you can see, it's pulling up this hill and over all these roots and stuff, no problem at all. From lock to lock, it moves at about 1 inch. I mean, I don't know how you can tell on camera, but that's a decent little hill right there. All right, so I came up with a like a brake system. It's spring loaded to put on the end of this winch here, so that way when you flip this down and pull the cable out, this brake is putting pressure on this gear, slowing this drum down, and it won't go and bird nest everywhere. And also, when you engage it, it winches back into place perfectly fine. So yeah, this looks really simple, but I'll be honest with you, it took me a little while to come up with this stupid little thing because I'm working with what I have. My scrap bucket of steel, I didn't go to the store and buy anything. And as you can see, this is spring loaded, and it's actually 2 springs inside of each other to really double down on the tension. So conveniently, this massive storm blew this massive tree over, and we are cutting it up with the chainsaw, and we are going to see how much this off-road lawnmower will pull. It's dull.
This blade is so dull, it's not even funny. I don't think that lawnmower is gonna pull this.
Heck yeah, that thing will pull it.
All right, let's see it.
Second gear. Look at how much it was gripping. It was like just eating up the top layer of the dirt. That's crazy. You see no marks, no marks. You can tell when he shifted right here, and you can tell when he shifted again up there. Just try it.
I'll try it.
Yeah, you got it. It's like caught in there, and lawnmower's digging holes. Well, yeah, there you go. It's just sunk down in that hole. But I mean, yeah, for what it is, it does really well for hauling stuff. All right, so let's get this trailer unloaded. an old creek that's now going to be turned into a big mud puddle. Starting to turn into some sloppy goop now. I almost had to use the front winch. I'm gonna cut a lot of these trees out of the way so that way I can actually drive back here. I can already tell you that's much better. I might tighten it up a little bit. All right, guys, so that'll wrap it up for this video. This thing works pretty decent. It's not the best thing in the world, but it is certainly better than nothing at all. And I spent $0 on this. I found this at a scrap metal pile, used stuff that I had laying around. It seems to work really well.